Okay, so it's time to do another experiment. Today I'm going to be doing an experiment that has to do with metabolism. That is turning different compounds into energy. We're going to do this by using yeast, which is a fungus that is going to metabolize different compounds that we're going to mix with it, and we're going to make some hypotheses about which compounds will create carbon dioxide as a byproduct of metabolism. So it's pretty simple. I have all the materials here. First thing, I have 6 bottles. They're all labeled with different letters. I'm going to have one positive control, which is going to have the sugar, the yeast, and the water, and then 2 negative controls. One is going to not have yeast, and one is going to not have sugar. And then the 3 extras are going to be the tests. And today, I'm going to be testing Diet Coke, orange juice, and milk. In the foreground here, we have the rest of the supplies: a quarter cup of sugar, half teaspoon measuring spoon, 3 little packets of active dry yeast, 6 balloons, and some homemade funnels here. This is a little template. You can cut a little trapezoid and then roll it, tape it, and you get a little funnel. So before I begin the experiment, I'm going to state my hypotheses for the experiment. I hypothesize that the control with the water, sugar, and yeast will create carbon dioxide as a byproduct. I hypothesize that the negative control of water and yeast only will not create carbon dioxide as a byproduct. I hypothesize that the water with only sugar will not create carbon dioxide as a byproduct. Um, and then as far as the different compounds that we're going to test, I hypothesize that the milk will create carbon dioxide as a byproduct, and I hypothesize that the orange juice will do the same, creating carbon dioxide as a byproduct. Of course, these are all going to be mixed with the yeast. I hypothesize that the Diet Coke will not create carbon dioxide as a byproduct because it does not actually contain sugar. The yeast will not have any materials to metabolize. Okay, first step, we're going to be doing the positive control here in bottle A. This is going to consist of both yeast and sugar. So what we're going to do is fill the bottle up about a third of the way with warm tap water. And I'm going to add half a teaspoon of yeast using my labeled yeast funnel. Now I'm going to add a quarter cup of sugar. Now I'm going to cap it and shake it vigorously for about 5 seconds. Okay, I'm going to take the cap off. Fill it up to about 3/4 of the way total with warm tap water. Recap it. Shake vigorously for about 5 seconds. Okay, I'm going to remove the cap. I'm going to put the balloon on it. We made sure that the balloons do not have any holes or rips and that they can hold air. So I'm going to make sure all the air is out of the balloon and put it over opening. Okay, and it's all set. Now if there is a the yeast metabolizes the sugar, then the carbon dioxide byproduct should fill the balloon. Now for the next part, we're going to be doing one of the negative controls. This is going to be the sugar only. It's not going to have yeast, so again we're going to fill it about a third of the way with warm tap water. And we're going to put a quarter of a cup sugar in it. And we're going to cap it. Shake vigorously for 5 seconds. We're going to fill up the rest of the way to, not the rest of the way, up to 3/4 about with warm tap water. Shake vigorously for about 5 seconds. Take the cap off and put the balloon on. Again, making sure that there's no air inside the balloon. Alright, there we go. Okay, now it's time to do the second negative control. This is going to be the yeast only. So I'm going to do like I've been doing, putting a third of the way full of warm tap water. Okay, now I'm going to do half a teaspoon of yeast. Okay, now I'm going to put the cap on and shake vigorously. Okay, now I'm going to fill up to about 3/4 of the way. Recap, shake vigorously. And put the balloon on, making sure it's all empty of air. Okay, so that's it for the controls. Now I'm going to show you how we're going to do it for the actual test solutions. Okay, now I'm going to do the test solutions. I have them over here. I have them outside with me. We want to make sure that they're at least room temperature. It's about 100 degrees outside, so I've been letting these just sit outside, so they're a little warm, so they should be okay. Basically, the way it's going to go for these is I'm going to fill up about a third of the way with the test solution, add a half a teaspoon of yeast, and then shake it. Fill it up the rest of the way to about 3/4 with some more solution. Shake it and put the balloon on. So it's the same process for each test solution. So I'm only going to show you one, and then I'll come back later with the results. Okay, so the results are in. All of my hypotheses were supported except for one. My hypotheses for test solution E, which was the milk, actually did not ferment with the yeast. I originally thought because it contained sugars that the yeast would feed off of it. However, this particular species of yeast is not able to metabolize lactose, which is a disaccharide. It can only ferment with simple sugars such as glucose or sucrose. So the regular table sugar, you can see it's inflated standing up. The orange juice is also standing up as well.